Good evening and welcome. Today we bring you a very special video, for it is not really an episodic format, and hey, why not? Today we are going to cover in heavily edited detail the cursed token and the design ideas that brought it into fruition. So, please like and subscribe, check out the Kickstarter, etc. The cursed token is inspired from many different sources. First and foremost, the 30 pieces of silver paid to Judas to betray Jesus. And then there are the myths and the legends. The Minotaur of Crete, locked in his labyrinth. King Midas of the Golden Touch, who really didn't have a good time of it. There was also the quest and retrieval of the Golden Fleece. And also a removal of the romance surrounding pirates in our day and age, wanting to return to the global piracy problem, which is not limited to the golden age of piracy nor the Caribbean. Throughout history, pirates have existed in one form or another since as long as trade. As long as there has been trade, and desperate people who have no other direction in which to turn, there have been thieves, bandits, brigands, robbers, pirates, and raiders, marauders, and the list goes on. The Silk Road is not the first connection between Europe and what the Europeans might call Orientals. However, it is one of the more famous routes. It is a long, taxing journey across thousands of kilometers of various terrain, passing through the Black Sea and across the mountainous regions and into far-off China. I wanted something that spoke to an older trade route. Let us first speak of the Isle of Crete. A palace is not constructed during times of war or famine or depression. They are indications of prosperity or prosperity to come. The palace at Knossos was built in about 1900 BCE. The stories go that it was constructed in order to trap the Minotaur within the labyrinth, and thus bring peace and prosperity to the Minoan people, who were at the forefront of culture and knowledge. The best Minotaur depicted, to my mind, is the one shown in the Librarians, Season 1, Episode 3, and the Horns of a Dilemma, which is a show that I highly recommend to all ages. Prosperity requires ambition, and after enslaving a Minotaur, King Minos certainly has more than his fair share. How far will his ambition take him? How far will he go? And so we stumble upon an article of Crimean gold. Gold artifacts dating back to the Scythian era. Crimea is the peninsula that crowns the top of the Black Sea, a place of rather important trading opportunities in ancient times. A colonization of the area as humans, in theory, or in at least archaeology, dates back to about 5th or 7th century BCE to the Greek colonies. But who is to say that we were not there earlier or before? Who is to say that there were not many tribes in the area, each taking advantage of the sea itself for sustenance? The cursed token, as it exists in our universe, would have been one of many, part of a horde, intended for the pre-Tartar tribes of the Crimean area. King Minos, with unparalleled ambition, may even have consulted King Midas in order to gain his metaphorical golden touch. In theory, a handful of silver to each tribe ringing the Black Sea, which leads to them acquiring goods that would enrichen those around the Sea of Marmara or the Aegean. This all before the prosperity of the region led to the building of the Byzantium, known as Constantinople, or modern-day Istanbul. And now we introduce our Phoenician pirates, inspired more by Lois McMaster Bujold's Orphans of Raspe than by The Curse of the Black Pearl. Phoenicians were long ago masters of the sea, creators of the first bireme, and predecessors to the Scythians. The journey would have been over 5,000 kilometers in waterways of all kinds, through passages narrow and deadly, in weather unpredictable upon the seas. Such a journey could not be guarded against and would require the strongest, most willful and courageous people that King Minos could collect. This crew, in universe, would have been the inspiration for the story of the Argonauts. So King Minos took from the Minotaur all of his bitterness and his rage at being captured and trapped within the labyrinth, and cursed the silver pieces that he forged, following the suggestions of a foreign stranger, that all traders who might touch it legitimately be blessed with the prosperity of the Minoan civilization, but that all thieves that touch it bring about their own destruction. But the use of the Minotaur's emotions had a catch. The price became clear when the trade ship was attacked by Phoenician raiders, and they were relieved of their silver hoard. King Minos' brave warriors fought hard to retrieve every last coin, but dejected and demoralized, they eventually returned to the Isle of Crete and admitted their shame to their king. It is said that that very night King Minos died, and his successor, King Minos II, had none of his ambition, nor his wit, nor his capability on the throne, which would eventually lead to the decline and end of the Minoan civilization. Most of the silver coins from Minos' hoard have the correct inscription upon them, but the examples that we have were produced earlier, before the foreign stranger could see the mistake and correct it. Some believe that it was this misunderstanding that allowed the Minotaur to eventually have his revenge. That the king Minos was blinded by his ambition, his lust for trade, his lust for wealth. But I suppose we'll never know. So fare thee well into the dark, my friends, and I hope that you have enjoyed this tale. Do not overextend your ambitions as the King Minos did, and should you come across an ancient silver coin of strange origin, hope that it is one of those still marked by the prosperity of the Minoan palaces. Or perhaps it might be better to just give it away. Giles Tenderworth's Monsters in the Dark series will continue tomorrow with Lilith, Queen of Demons. Don't forget to like and subscribe, check out our Kickstarter, and always support local even if it's only $1 that you can offer. Until then, I was your host, Stuart Blanchet. Wild Dragon Games thanks you for your time. Good night.